Okay, hello everybody. We are here to celebrate the new moon, which was in Libra this time. So that's really interesting. Libra is all about balance, and we'll find out more about Libra and more about this energy, this new moon energy, because the energy that's set on the day of the new moon is the energy that we work with, that helps us, that's in the sky, helping us, guiding us, if we just figure out how to align or aspect to it. So I'm here to be like an intermediary between the skies and what we're doing, which is we're trying to live, most of us here are trying to live a more soul-fed life, as opposed to, oh, let's run around and destroy the earth and make a lot of money. We're more focused on, okay, what is my next indicated step here on a soul level? Because you can't take the money and the stuff with you, but you can certainly take your love volume with you when you go. So this is what we're doing. We're celebrating the new moon, and it's different every month because it's in a different sign every month. And we'll talk more about that. But this is what we're going to do for the ceremony. We're going to bring a journal. I had the same journal for all my new moons. This is a couple years worth of new moon intentions. I like to keep track of them because then I can go back and go, oh, that came true, that came true, that came true. And then I started to realize that none of my, mundane world ones came through, thank goodness. And all of my intentions, for more spiritual life, they all came true. And I'm like, wow, I didn't know I set that intention. Okay, no wonder that happened. So we've got a journal. If you've got a candle, we're going to light a candle right now, or because we want to set sacred space. So the purpose of lighting a candle is to set sacred space. If you don't have a candle, don't worry about it. You can set sacred space some other way. So I like to use a lighter to light my candles. Here we go. Oh man, I have the windows open today. So, okay, so we've got our candles lit. And when we see the fire of the candle, it's like seeing, okay. So I'm gonna have to close my window now. Where are you going? Okay, sorry about that. I can hear my neighbors walk up the steps because they're right outside the window and it keeps this room cool. So another thing we can do is clear our aura before the ceremony. So we're going to do the rest of these things as we get closer to this ceremony, because we're going to talk about what energy we're in right now. So you can use like a crystal as a clearing tool to help clear your energy, or you can use an aura spray. This is just like, this actually says aura clear on it. I don't know if you can see that, but you just spray, and it's like, you just spray, and it's just like, it's got this beautiful, beautiful scent, a mixture of scents that just kind of like helps you relax and clear. So if you don't have all of these, make sure you at least have a glass of water, because that's the thing that's going to really, drinking the water is really going to set the ceremony. If you don't have a scarf, that's okay. If you don't have a rattle or a drum, that's okay. If you don't have dark chocolate, you're going to use the water again for a second time. So that's just kind of where we're going to be at today. So let's see. So we're going to sing in the 7 directions the way we always sing in the 7 directions, starting with the east. So the east is over here for me. So figure out where east is for you, and we'll call in those 7 directions. Here we go. Spirits of the east, inspiration. Archangel Raphael, please come. Spirits of the south, fiery creative spirit, Archangel Michael, please come. Spirits of the west, watering loving spirit, Archangel Gabriel, please come. Spirits of the north, earth clearing spirit, Archangel Uriel, please come. Spirits of below, Mother Earth potentiality, Archangel Sandalphon, please come. Spirits of above, Father Sky perspective change, Archangel Raziel, please come. Spirits of within, heart space gifts, Archangel Hanael, please come. Okay, I think we've got North America covered. We got 3 Canadians, 2 Mexicans, and person from the United States, Portland, Oregon. Okay, so we're doing the welcome Joanne, and we are doing the new moon ceremony here. So you're in the right place. That's what you were trying to do. Okay, so we just sang in the 7 directions, and now we're going to clear our chakras. We did some, some of us had some chakra spray or whatever, and we're going to clear that. So let me share my screen so we can see what we're doing. I'm not even sure I shared screen on that song, so it's pretty bad. Okay, so here, if we stand up, we're going to start with the root chakra, and we're going to make the sound lam, and then for the sacral we're going to go vam, solar plexus ram, and then the heart chakra is yam, throat chakra hum, brow chakra om, and the crown chakra om. So we're just going to do that. I'm going to play the notes. Each one of these has a note that it responds to, and so I'm going to play those notes on the harmonium over here. So here we go. Lom, 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 rom, 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 yom, 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 hum, 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 hum. Okay. So notice if you feel any different, if you feel like any tingling anywhere. I really felt the brow chakra open more than I usually do in that one. So that's interesting. Okay, so we are, if those of you who have been with me for a long time know about the soul portal map that I created based on the create, sustain, destroy cycle. And I added some, because was raised in a creative family with theater and all kinds of things. I said, no, the creative process there's a lot more to it. And so I added so that there's 7 phases. So I also created a deck of cards, and we pulled the diamond. So a lot of times when we have the diamond within us, Rose and I worked a lot on finding diamond patterns within our aura and within our energy field, and that was very healing. Because we're in a new moon, our phase on the soul portal map when the new moon is happening is potentiality, which is there's like a potential for, it's like this gorgeous potential of things happening. Like there's like, okay, we're clearing the slate and we're moving into new energy. And then really that's what's happening in a new moon. And that's what's happening in potentiality. And there's a free gift. You don't have this, there's a free gift on my website of this soul portal map with the video how to use it. And that's my website's reneevarnador.com. So that's going on. So what we're going to do next is talk about the Palladian earth energy that is in the sky right now. So what happens is if we vibrate, if we match our vibrational frequency to the energies that's shifting in the cosmos, we're aligning with as above, so below. Because what's happening in the cosmos, what's happening on the planet, and what's happening in our personal lives, there's an alignment of as above, so below. It's one of the spiritual laws. And so we want to vibrate with the energy shifts, which just happened. And each day brings a new combination of earth energy, evolutionary guidance, and universal energy. And so there's 3 parts of the Palladian energy system. And so there's 20 spiraling earth energies. And today's energy is transcending. So we can step out of inappropriate hesitation and step into letting go of what no longer serves us. Now, usually getting out of what no longer serves us and releasing that isn't like a full moon thing to do during a full moon. But today we're kind of being asked to, okay, what doesn't serve me, let me let it go. So if you've done any letting go, any releasing in the last couple of days, that's really good, because you want a clear palette as you're stepping into new energies to co-create with the universe with. So we've got 13 universal energies. So you know that they don't march together because they spiral and they come into a different point on the spiral. And today's universal energy, that means throughout the universe, not just what we're dealing with as earth energy coming up from the core of the earth, but coming to us, is the connecting energy, which is like accelerated communication and abundance, which is really interesting when we're going to talk about the astrology pattern that's in the new moon. And then we go through a 13-day cycle. So every time the initiating energy returns, whatever earth energy it was that day is going to be with us for 13 days, for a 13-day cycle. So we really get to know the energy. We've been getting to know the energy of the catalyzing energy for the last week or so. And we got a couple more days of catalyzing energy. Because we're at 8 right now, so we get to go to 13. And in catalyzing, it's a period of time where both challenges to grow and opportunities to connect with nature and other worlds and dimensions. So if communicating and connecting with other worlds and dimensions is not on your priority list, then at least go out and connect with the ocean, connect with the park, with trees, with flowers. If you don't want to say hi to the Pleiadians, or you don't want to go, okay, what's beyond 5D? If that's not where you're, but if those are things that you want to do, then catalyzing energy can help you connect with them. So what if you're looking at the energy of today, we've got catalyzing in the evolutionary guidance position, which is central and is affecting both the universal energy of connecting and the earth energy of transcending. So if we were going to, yeah, Christina, go ahead.
I just wanted to know if all of these energies, are they always going to be this chart every September 26th, or does that change? No, they won't. Okay.
No, they don't go with the sun. They have their own. It's related more to the Mayan calendar.
Okay.
And
Oh,
yeah, and so it's like it will change every 13 days. So it's a
okay.
13-day cycle, even though the earth energy is going at on a 20-day cycle. And that, so there's like three different, I don't know if you can see my necklace, but there's like three different spirals happening. And so these energies, the energy spiral, the soul portal map is like the energies, the personal energies to us. And that's really, it's in the shape of a circle, but it's really a spiral. All of these energies are spiraling. And we get the opportunity as things come up to work on, we get to work on them again. And sometimes we go, oh, not this again. But hopefully we're wiser than we were the last time we dealt with the same energy, and we can utilize it. We can say, oh yeah, catalyzing energy. I know how to work with that. I know how to tap in. I know how to really fall in love with nature and that kind of thing. So we're kind of like sitting in the middle. Imagine catalyzing energy. Okay, where we're connecting with nature in the center. And then on this hand, we're working with transcendent energy. Just imagine some transcendent energy coming into your left palm, and then connecting energy, universal energy from above coming into your right hand. So you've got this earth energy, this universal energy, and overseen by this catalyzing energy, and you're bringing it together at your different chakra points, because those are the places that you store this kind of soul-based information, especially in the heart. This little going into the soulful inside within us heart. Everybody is always talking about all your answers are within. Don't look outside yourself for what to do next. Go within. And that's what we're going to do in the ceremony, is to go within to find these answers in the heart. We're going to, I have like techniques to help us get there if it's kind of hard. So any questions about catalyzing, transcending, connecting? I went through this really fast because I want to spend time talking about the traditional planetary aspects. Okay, so we're going to move on. This all information you just heard comes a lot from the Palladian Earth Energy Astrology. That's the system, was like the English version was given to Pia Orlean and her husband, and they put it into a calendar, which is kind of interesting. I've got this big, huge calendar here, and one of the pictures of the calendar, it's got the 13-day cycles, but this picture, we actually saw this in Ireland. So when I saw that today, I'm like, what? It was one of the tombs that from the Metallithic, the Middle Stone Age period. So my husband and I just love looking at stone circles. So we were running around Ireland doing that. So it's kind of, that was fun. Okay, so this is what was happening in the sky. And now, if you haven't looked at a chart, these right here in the outer circle are symbols for the signs. And this is the sign of Libra right here, which we have at the top of the chart during the exact moment of the new moon. Now, what is a new moon? It's the sun and the moon on the exact same degree in the sky. There's 2 degrees, 2 degrees, 48 minutes. So they're exactly the same. And what was rising in the sky is the ascendant. And so the ascendant was in Capricorn. So that's our first house, which makes this new moon configuration be at the tippy top of the chart. So a lot of time for me, when something's at the top of the chart, for myself or any of my clients, I pay special attention to anything that's happening at the top of the chart. So we've got this moon and this sun, this yin and yang energy. The moon is like this feminine, yin, relaxed, receive energy, whereas the sun is like this yang action. Let's go do it. Let's go tell people all about this great, message that I received, which is interesting because we've got Mercury, the messenger, right in the middle of, right next to this conjunction. So this Mercury is conjunct this new moon, and Venus is conjunct Mercury and conjunct the new moon. I have wide conjunctions. Some astrologers will go, oh, no, 3 degrees is a conjunction. No, I take it out. So this is really interesting energy. So not only do we have the sun and the moon in Libra, which is a very balanced and harmonious energy, but we have the Mercury and Venus, and Mercury is like the intellect and communicating with words and communicating like with processing all this information that comes to us, and we're able to give out that information, running it through our mind and analyzing it all and figuring out all the different pieces until it synthesizes and it becomes more heart based, which is more Venus. Venus is beauty, it's the heart, it's relationship, and so having the heart and the mind conjunct during this new moon is going to be nice energy for us to work with. And it would be really, we'd just be too lazy if we didn't have something opposite us. So if we're taking this line down, we see that this is opposite Jupiter. This new moon is opposite Jupiter. Jupiter's at 3 degrees and the sun and the moon are at 2 degrees. So this energy of expansion of Jupiter that is just trying to get us to go and do and go and this very big manifesting energy is conflicting with our new moon energy, which is good because we need a little spice to get us off of looking, because I could stay and stare at the ocean all day if I didn't have planets coming in and going, come on, we're going, we're moving, let's go. Get back online and talk to your friends again. It's time, So that's kind of going. So that's Jupiter. So these are the main influences of this time period. Every new moon, sun and moon, those opposites, we're dancing with the dualities of the yin and yang energy, the sun and moon energy. And it's wonderful that we can dance ourselves all the way out of this stuck idea of duality. The Palladians are very, very like, you guys, one of your biggest problems on earth is that you're stuck in duality. But here, right next to our dual luminaries, we've got Mercury and Venus. And so we've got 4 things. So we've got a quadrant. We've got 4 elements that are sitting here. So we might even dance ourselves right into from after duality, we move into a quadrant. So I know that probably doesn't make a whole lot of sense, but astrologers like to take the circle of spirit and divide it with the cross of matter. And so there's actually 4 quadrants here. These 3 planets make a quadrant, and they're the personal. These 3 pattern quadrants, this quadrant, these 3 signs is also personal, but it's more like my house and my creativity and my service, where these are more who I am and what I'm doing. And then we've got a 3rd quadrant here, which is, okay, I'm out in the world. And so we got Venus and Mercury in the 9th house, which is the house of spirituality, religion, higher education, higher mind, philosophy, psychology, all those kinds of things. They're in the 9th house. And Jupiter, the moon and the sun are in the 10th house at the moment that they became exact. And so that's our careers. That's what we're known for. That's what we're famous for. So we've got a lot of, high powered stuff right there. And then this quadrant right here is out in the world serving other people. So, because once we get to this 7th house, which is Libra is the sign that is just like, okay, you guys were in your personal life and you've like figured it all out and figured out what you're doing and what your purpose is and what's going on. Now it's time to go out in the world with your message and serve. So, and collaborate with other people. And so then that's these upper two quadrants. Okay, so I gave you guys a lot of information. So please ask questions. If you have questions, Melody. Go ahead and unmute.
Oh, I was just waving goodbye. I have to take off
Okay.
now.
All right.
Thank
So
you.
Watch the replay because
I-
the ceremony's
I will.
coming up.
I
Okay.
will.
Thank you so much. Okay, Bonnie, you have a question? You're muted. No, she doesn't have a question. Okay. She doesn't have a question. Okay, and there's Joanne. Okay. So, this is like, these are all planets. Mercury, this is a sign of Mercury, this is a sign of Venus, the sign for the sun, the sign for the moon, because we don't want to, it would take too much room to write all of these things out. So these are all the planetary aspects, and this one's Jupiter right here. Okay. So then the full moon is happening. Some of the astrology for this month is the full moon is happening on October 9th, and that's going to be in Aries, which is a fiery action sign. And I'm putting together a video with a PDF for how to release what no longer serves you when you're in kind of the full moon energy of what is being illuminated. So, and we want to know, we're looking at that, and that free gift is going to also have within it a meditation to help us release what's not serving us. So that's coming up. So look for that in your email. Now, some of the cards that I pulled, sometimes it's really hard to look at little glyphs of signs and planets and stuff and figure out what's going on. So if this card deck, Angel Guide, which I actually thought I was going to teach, but here it is popping up and talking astrology to me, because this is the sun and the moon meeting up, and that's what's happening at a new moon. The sun and the moon are at the same degree. They're meeting, and this is the energy of these two hands coming together and meeting and talking eye to eye, and they're having a conversation. The dark moon and the bright white light of the sun are two luminaries meeting up in friendship and union. So if you look at the energy that's coming out of this card, we've got the energy patterns coming in here, and we've got the energy moving up this way. So this card deck has a lot of energy and a lot of movement, which helps us understand the energy of the aspects of the moving planets. So, and then since we're having all of this stuff happening in Libra, the archangel for the sign of Libra is Archangel Jophiel. And so these are 3 Archangel Jophiel cards from if you guys were with me during the period of time that we studied the archangels, we went through 18 archangels, and Archangel Jophiel is the one that has to do with within us, with just finding our self-love, so that we can then show up in a more loving way to other people in the world. If we have love of ourselves, then that helps us be able to love other people as well. And then Archangel Jophiel is about beauty at home, growing flowers, clearing our space so it looks beautiful, going outside in nature so it's beautiful. So there's a lot of beauty with Archangel Jophiel. And so that's part of Libra. And then if you're looking at the tarot, if you know the tarot, in traditional tarot, the tarot card the Justice card is number 11. This is the Angel Tarot deck, where the Justice is number 8, and which is kind of interesting because we're we're in connecting figure 8 energy with the Palladian energy. So we've got the action and the energy of this card. The wings are going out. The two pillars of duality are standing there, and Libra is trying to balance within the yin yang energy and trying to expand us out into an energy of a larger energy of force, so that we're not stuck in duality. Sometimes you have two things and you want to make a third, so you kind of got a triangle. So that's another way to step out of duality. And our new moon question is always, what is being conceived? There's something that we cannot see yet that is starting to come up. It's really hard for us to see what's coming, but astrology helps us give us some clarity, and we can go into meditation and ask from a soul perspective what is being conceived. So that's going to be our new moon question, and we're ready to go into the ceremony. These are the things. Be sure you have the water, because that's the most important thing. If you don't have the rest of these, then you just don't have all the toys to play with. But this is kind of what we're doing. We've got a journal, because we're going to write down. We're going to come to a point where we're asking the question, what is being conceived, once we move into more of a soul level. We're going to move around and dance a little bit, and then we're going to sit down again and get quiet, move into our heart space. But we're going to move the energy out of the way first before we get quiet and ask the question, what is being conceived? Does anybody have a question about what we're going to do? Okay. So we have our water, okay, and what we want to do is we want to sanctify our water. So I have water from Chalice Wells. I thought I was going to come home with water from Lourdes from France, but we never made it to France because of a air traffic controller strike. So I'm putting a couple of drops of sacred water from Chalice Wells, which is the heart chakra of the world, in Glastonbury. I'm putting that in my water. And so what happens is that when you put sacred water within the glass of water that you're going to drink, what happens is it sanctifies the whole water. So when you do ceremony, you want to sanctify. If you know some of the Reiki symbols, you can put them in the water, draw them into the water, and make them extra potent. If you don't, you can just put a spiral or any sacred geometry symbol that appeals to you going into the water. Okay, so I'm going to play some music. If anybody has a drum or a rattle, I have a rattle. If anybody has a drum or a rattle, we can play that too. Any questions before I play the music? Okay, this is new moon energy. This is written for the new moon. So if you have something to play, you can use it. If you want to do some figure eights for connecting energy in the Pleiades, you can do that. We have long scarves, if you have that to play with. You can move with this kind of helps us. For me, this helps motivate me to move bigger than I would have moved. So I'm kind of making a figure eight with this scarf, and I'm taking that over my head. And now I'm moving my feet in figure eights, and I'm moving my feet over here, and I'm taking this. Sometimes when we feel the new moon, we don't see it in the sky, so we're kind of in a veil. If you want to play with being veiled and then lifting the veil, we can do that. And we can move and face different directions. We called in 7 directions. So whatever you want to do to explore in movement, if you want to voice any of the notes that are being played in the song. You can rock yourself. Okay, when you feel ready to stop moving and sit down, you can do that. I'm going to turn down the music. Okay, so now the music is on really faint. And we're going to go in. Let me turn it off. Okay, so we're going to take 3 breaths to move into our heart. So if we want, we can have our palms open on our lap, or we can have our palms on our heart chakra. And we're going to take an intentional breath and move out of the head, into the heart space. So we're opening into our beautiful, beautiful broken open hearts. And we're inhaling and exhaling. And now we are feeling the energy around us, like as if there was a big golden egg shape around us, much like Our Lady of Guadalupe has golden energy all the way around her. Some medieval paintings have gold halos around the people. And so what we're doing is we are feeling and imagining and holding this golden light halo around us. And we're going to take another breath, letting that golden energy come in, inhaling it, letting it be within us and around us, and exhaling, feeling this golden energy come into the heart space within us, where our soul lives inside the heart chakra. And then exhaling, expanding out, filling our whole aura. Now we're going to take one more intentional breath where we go into the eye of the heart. We're moving into the eye of the heart. We're moving in through the eye of the needle into the deepest part of us. And we're going to now ask the question within us, within our heart, what is being conceived? What is being conceived? What is being conceived? And I'll be quiet for a moment. So whatever comes to us with that question, maybe it's a word, maybe it's a phrase, maybe it's an image, maybe it's a knowing, maybe it's a sensation. We can use our spiritual senses to, in communicating with our soul, our clairvoyance, our clairaudience, our clairsentience, our claircognizance, any of those ways of knowing that are beyond the five senses. And now ask yourself, you get an inkling of what's being conceived. Ask yourself, what intention for the next month do I want to set? What intention do I want to set for the next month? And once you have your intention, you can write it down in your journal. If you don't have it yet, you can just keep asking yourself the question. Sometimes if you can go to your journal and start writing, and then you'll discover in the writing what your intention is. Okay, once you have written down your intention, then you take your sacred water and you're going to drink as you drink your sacred water, you are thinking about the intention that you just set. So you're going to get your intention down to a couple of words. And as you drink the water, you're bringing that intention all the way into your body. And now with all soul-based intentions, a lot of times we need help with those. So if you have chocolate, it's time to get the chocolate out. And we are going to, as we take a bite of the chocolate, we are calling in the spirit guide, the angel, the ancestor, whoever it is that is going to help you bring in this intention, this soul-based intention that's being conceived. So I've got my chocolate and I'm going to be thinking about the guide that I want to be working with. Okay, so now once we've done that, it's time to share. And I'm not going to make you guys share if I don't share, so I'm going to share mine, and then anybody else that wants to share can go ahead. You do not have to share. If you are like in the middle of writing in your journal, you can keep going while we're sharing. So for me, it was just really clear what is being conceived right now. I am giving birth to a 9-month program that I'm doing called Following Your Soulful Guidance. And so I didn't know how many people I was trying to draw in, and there's like 9 or 10, me being the 10th one being involved. So it'd be a very small, intimate program. And I am currently doing a 9-month gestational astrology program with my mentor. And we're looking deep into my chart and all of that stuff. So I feel like I'm being held by a mentor at the same time I am trying to bring forward something that can help us as we, live, not in a way that live in a new way that we haven't lived in a very, very long time on this planet. We've been in materialism for a very long time. We've been in there's a lot of delusion going on with how we have to be in the world, go, do all the time, instead of being in the more balanced and being in more of a soulful receiving place. So that's good. If that appeals to you, being in a more soulful receiving place, being in more of a I will actually talk more about that later on. But right now I want to hear what you guys came up with as far as what came up for you as an intention. And we were getting, anything anybody wants to share, go ahead and unmute. If there's something you want to share, if there's some kind of intention, if you got some kind of image for what is being conceived, and you're like, okay, why did I get the image of a red seed? I don't know. What does this mean? If you're like, okay, I got the word love, what is that? I got the word compassion, what does that mean? If you want to talk about what you received, if you want to share anything, go ahead. Brenda, go ahead.
So mine actually came to me as words. What is being conceived was my new life. A bigger me, a more expanded vision for both myself and my clients. I am conceiving of more possibilities, starting to see and understand the bigger possibilities, a greater impact on the world. And it was all about a life of more possibilities, more, all of that. So my intention for the next month is to be open to the realm of possibilities and to be open and willing to receive what is being birthed in me, shown to me, given to me through activations of myself and others.
Beautiful. Beautiful. Yeah, Brenda, if you don't know, Brenda, can I tell them that Brenda is just moving into a new phase of her life, and she just quit her job that she's had for a long time, and she's an amazing, amazing healer.
Thank you.
And animal psychic too. If you got a cat, my cat was giving me a problem, and Brenda straightened him out. Actually, she straightened me out, but whatever. Okay, anybody else want to share what they got? That was beautiful, Brenda. I love it. And Diane is connecting. Woohoo! So now that's good because we lost our person in the United States. Now we've got Diane's in San Diego, so this is good. Okay, Rose, go ahead and share.
Well, I really liked Brenda's. I think I'll take that one. It was just wonderful. So thank you for sharing.
You're welcome to it.
what I got was what's being birthed is a new project,
Mm,
but it wasn't revealed.
okay.
Okay, so this is way too many. Like, my brain is going, okay, which one, what? But the intention was organization.
Mm,
So the new project can't be birthed
right.
till some of the pieces, if there's 10 stacks of whatever, they really need to get organized. And so the next month is all about organization.
Beautiful.
We can birth who knows what, but it's like preparing for the birth. You got to get the baby blankets washed.
That's right. You got to buy all the stuff, right? And get everything.
Clean the house and create the space for it. So there you go.
Clear out the back room and all that stuff. Beautiful.
You're in the nesting phase then.
Yeah.
Awesome. Good. I look forward to hearing about your project coming up, Rose. Rose is an amazing yoga teacher and Reiki teacher. And anybody else want to share? So Diane, the replay of this ceremony is going to be in the Facebook group, Soul Portal Journey Sisterhood. Okay, so just, it'll probably be up in about an hour or two, so you can go back in and do the ceremony. If nobody else wants to share, I'll just talk about when we're going to meet next. So I'm going to share my handout again. And here we go. Okay, so our next new moon ceremony, the next new moon that we have is the new moon is on the October 25th at noon. So the next day is Wednesday, October 26th at noon. So I hope, Diane, that you can make it. I know you have a conflict on Mondays. So we'll see. And then also watch for that free gift in your email coming out for the full moon energy. The full moon energy is on October 9th, and I just might do a Zoom that is going to be filmed as the gift. So if you guys want to jump in and help me be on Zoom with me when I do the free gift, that I might ask you guys to do that. So look for that too. Look for messages from me. So that's every month we're going to do a new moon ceremony. So we're meeting every month for sure instead of every week, because I want to be focused more on a deeper dive. I've gotten a lot of feedback from people that have taken my classes that say, Renee, we don't know what you're talking about. You give us way too much information, and we need to go deeper. And I didn't know this was going to be a deep dive. So I think everything I teach is a deep dive. And so if you're ready for that, chat, but you're not sure about my teaching style, if you haven't taken classes with me, I'm going to be doing 3 free days of 50-minute classes on October 10th, 11th, and 12th at noon. It's going to be in the Soul Portal Journey Sisterhood, and it's about 3 secrets to living a soul-led life. So we're just kind of stepping out of this idea that, oh my gosh, I've got to survive, and I've got to, make money, and I have to make dinner, and I have to have a house, and this survival mode, and everything's mechanistic and everything's physical, and instead that's kind of like just kind of really harmed the earth and really kind of harmed humans. A lot of us are, a lot of people are getting cancer. And instead, creating from a place of soul, from a soulful place, and bringing that into the physical world makes a lot more sense. You want to do something in the physical world, but you want to start with a soul-based intention, and everybody's going to, come in a little different and yet also the same. So there's like a collaboration happening, working from within us and birthing it out. And so it takes time to do that, to be able to navigate the spiritual world within us. It's out in the stars, but it's also within us, and it's also playing out on the world stage. And to be able to see that as above, so below, and work with it, work with the energies that are available. So that's 3 days. This is like a Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, not next week, but the week after. Is I wanted people that haven't had class with me before to get an idea of, how to go into that deep place and get an intention, get what's being conceived, get something that's from within the deepest part of us, that authentic self. So if you're curious already, before I even give you information about it, then you can schedule a chat with me. I'll put that in the Zoom link, and I'll put that in the links below this YouTube on the channel, and I'll put it in the Facebook group. I'll put these 2 links. This is the link to the program that I'm conceiving. This is the link to the time to chat. What I do is hold the light as you open the portal to your soul, and I can talk more. We're going to close, but then if you want to hang out and see, well, what are you going to do on the 3 days? I have like a little thing to tell you about what's going to happen on the 3 days. You got 4 more days to check out what I did the last time, which was 18 Archangel classes, and you can go back. I'm going to take those up, and eventually I'm going to package them, cut them and package them for sale. So this is your last chance to go back and learn about any of those archangels that you wanted. And we're going to sing our song, and then if you can stay on, if you're curious, it's like, okay, Renee, what are you going to do for 3 days? Then we can talk about that. Okay, so here we go with our song. And we can hold our hands out and imagine that we are all in a circle together, holding each other's hands, holding each other together in this circle of love, in this circle of peace, in this circle of love, in this circle of peace. I feel our unity, love, sweet security. I feel our unity, love, sweet security. In this circle of love, in this circle of peace. Okay, so if you guys have to go, you can go ahead and go. I'm going to stay on, and I'm going to keep recording because I'm going to go into my next screen share. But love to you guys that have to go, and I hope to see you for the next new ceremony or the 3 days of how do you live a soul-led life. So here is my share of that. And I'm not sharing this, I'm sharing this. Okay, thank you, Diane, for staying on with me. Well, this is what's going to happen over 3 days, October 10th, 11th, 12th. This is the same.
Sounds wonderful.
Yeah. So we're still recording. It's so good to see you. So the first day, what are we going to do?
I still have the Monday class with Rachel Cooley going on. She just asked me if I was going to continue, or not, or, like that. And I told her that I don't know, I mean, what's the chance that you'd both be on Monday at the same time?
I don't know if this thing, well, one of the days is going to be on Monday.
Uh-huh.
And there'll be a replay. And then this is going to be a Tuesday and this is going to be a Wednesday. This is
So maybe I could watch the 10th on replay and be there for the next 2 days.
2 days. Yeah, absolutely.
Yes, that would be fabulous. It sounds wonderful. And I will go back and watch your class on the replay.
Okay.
Because I really enjoy your classes also. So I'm just like,
Yeah, you've taken my class. So anybody that hasn't taken my class, Diane, do you think people should take my class?
I know. Well, and that's why when you said, those of you who don't know about the Archangel class that we did, I felt like, I'll tell them it was fabulous. It was so wonderful. I took so many notes. I learned so much, that it's been a godsend in my life to just, because now I'm working with the angels more. I never did that before. So it's been extremely beautiful and helpful. So I'm so grateful to you for all that.
Oh,
I really am. So we'll see down the road if I can possibly do both,
We'll see.
Somehow there's got to be a way. So
Okay.
thank you for letting me click in towards the end.
Yeah,
Okay.
and if I'm going to continue this recording of talking about what's happening on each of these days, and you can stick with me for that or not if you have time. That would be great to have your energy with me while I do this.
Oh, sure. I'll do that for you. No problem at all.
Okay, good. So the first day on the Monday the 10th, that is going to be about self-judgment, which can stop us from living fully. So you can see that this person interacting with all of these people is judging herself, stopping what she wanted to say and looking at, another person. And so like you're judging another person, but what we're really doing is judging ourselves. So we want to figure out how to step out of that. So that's what that class is going to be like, because what we want instead of judgment, it's like when you step out of the ego of judgment, you step more fully into love. So you learn to open into the great big love that you are, that we all are. And so it's just the more I recognize when I'm in judgment, the more I can step up. I'm going to step back into love. I'm going to send love to this person I'm judging, whether this is another person that I'm looking at and relating to, or it's like somebody on TV, or if I'm judging myself, then I can send love to myself and then I can receive that love. And so that's a whole process of recognizing when I'm in judgment, recognizing that I have a moment where I can send love. So that's what we're going to work on day 1. And on day 2, a lot of people will come in like in a kind of a like, I'm all this and I want to be on stage and I want to tell everybody what to do and all of this stuff. So some people are feeling, and they're told, you're too much, sit down, be quiet, let somebody else talk, right? Or perhaps you're feeling like you're not enough. So whether you're feeling like, oh my gosh, I'm all that, or oh my gosh, I'm not enough, those are two extremes of the duality of ego. Hi, Lupe, love you so much. I did the ceremony. I'm going to make sure you have the replay. Diane is listening to what I'm going to do for 3 free days. I'm going to go back here a little bit. Then we're talking about day 2 right here, but this is a 3-day thing that's happening not next week, but the week after.
Can I sit in on it, Renee? I just wanted to ask you to send me the recording, but can I sit on it now?
You can stay right here and we can talk. And let me just finish, because we're recording on YouTube right now. And I'm just wanted to get this out there so that people on the recording can see what these 3 days are going to be. And so what we want to do on day 2 is, instead of being in the ego state of not enough or too much, the woman who thinks she's not enough and the woman who has been told she's too much come from the same place. And you learn to step into soul guidance. So we're going to be learning how, recognizing when we're feeling, oh, insecure, I can't do that, or like, oh, wow, I get into my pride and my ego and I think I can control everybody. Either way, that's a recognition that, oh, it's time to step into soul guidance. It's time to go into meditation. It's time to get still. It's time to go into seeing what's next, what's being conceived in my soul. The third day, what we're going to do, that's a Wednesday, it's October 12th. Cravings and addictions distract us from our path. Learn to step out of ego to live your best life. So if we feel like when we're young, we're developing an ego, we're developing skills, we're developing our minds and all of that. But we get to a certain point when that stuff doesn't work anymore. And we have to come from a place within our own selves. We can't be copying the world anymore. We have to come from our own place. And a lot of people go into addictions during that transition because they don't know how to go within. They don't know how to set the ego free. They don't know how to step out of judgment, how to step out of pride. They don't know how to do it. So we want to step out. We want to get rid of the E and ego so we can liberate ourselves from ego and allow our ego to serve our soulful self. Like Lupe, you were in the Mary Magdalene class, so you know that it's that the ego serves the soulful self. You know that we go into, all of these different places we go into. If we're in judgment, we can go up the limb of the tree and move into more love and compassion. So this is 3 secrets of living a soul-led life. This is, if you don't know me, if you're just listening to this, if you're new to my Facebook group, if you're new to this YouTube channel and you don't know me, I'm a spiritual medium, a healer, an astrologer, and a teacher who's living an abundant soul-led life after much struggle. It was not pretty for a while there. I was in addiction. And I hold the light for you as you open the portal to your soul, because I learned the hard way, a lot of this stuff, and I want it to be easier for you guys. I'm creating a 9-month program starting in October called Follow Your Soulful Guidance. And so people watching these 3 days can decide whether they want to do this program. If you guys are curious, I can send you the links to this program too. But what's coming up that's absolutely, this is paid, okay, because I'm holding you guys for 9 months, but this is free, the 10th, 11th, and 12th.
Wow, Renee, this sounds fabulous.
Thank you. Thank
Yes. Each day is a deep, something extremely deep and beautiful, something we all need desperately.
you. All of us, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, thank you. Thank you.
Okay, good. So I hope I look forward to seeing you there, even though it's going to be live in Facebook, the Facebook group, Soul Portal Journey Sisterhood.
Okay.
And so you just show up to that group. And if I'm not on yet, you just keep hitting refresh, because it'll just be me talking. And I'm hoping that people will write comments and ask questions and in the chat, in Facebook group chat. So, okay. So that's
the only way it's going to be on Facebook, Renee. So we have to know how to get into the system.
Yeah, I can teach you how to do that, Lupe. So
okay. Yeah, because I already checked the calendar. I'm good for those days.
Woohoo! Okay, good. So I'll see Lupe on Monday, and I'll see Diana on Tuesday, the 11th. That's good. So,
and probably the 12th too.
Oh, good. Okay.
Yes.
Awesome.
Okay. Super. Thank you, Renee. All righty.
Thank you, both of you. And Lupe, if you've been in my class, do you want to tell anybody that hasn't been in class with me, do you think they should take a class with me? What do you think? Do you think they should?
Oh, yes, yes, I do. I mean, you've been like a mentor to me and got me interested in meditation and a search for my own. And you've actually guided me through a lot of, recent growth with my body, especially, but not only my body, but with my spirit. My God, yeah, you've been a great inspiration. I love the archangels, you know that, and
Yeah.
I loved it. I've loved everything you've taught us so far, and well, so far because you have so much to teach us still.
Yeah, that's why I think we need 9 months, because for the big program. I mean, I'm coming up with a big 9-month program because this is deep stuff, and it takes a long time to birth like a new self. And Lupe, you've been with me a long time, and you've already transformed you're amazing. When I first met you, oh my gosh, you were in so much pain, and you had so much insecurities, and now you are your own woman. It is just like so amazing to see.
Thank you.
And
Thank
yeah,
you, Renee.
thank
I
you.
think everybody should do your classes. They'll
Okay.
grow, they'll learn, they will improve themselves just dramatically
Thank
And
you.
and in a spiritual level. So people, please join in.
and
Alrighty.
they're gonna love when you do the meditations for us, because that's
Yes.
extremely
Yeah, and there's going to be
growing.
meditations each of those 3 days, and there's going to be meditations, during the 9-month program. So
So,
Yeah.
So thanks a lot.
Yeah.
okay.
And I'll be seeing the beginning. I'm sorry. I'm going to be working on something we all have, but I think I have it a little bit more. At least I'm going to focus on it more. Is that I keep forgetting things that I want to do, and this was one of those occasions where I knew about it in the morning, but I forgot to look at the time.
Okay.
And so, I'm going to work on that. That is it. If that's telling you anything that I want to work on.
Okay. I got it. We'll work on that. I got you. I got you. I got you. I got you. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and stop this, this YouTube, and I hope to see any of you that are watching this video. I hope to see you in the Facebook group, Soul Portal Journey Sisterhood. Please join it. If you do not want to be on Facebook and you want to see these classes, then you join my email list. Get on my website and join my email list, because these replays will be emailed to people also. If you just aren't on Facebook, it's best to be on Facebook because people are going to get prizes in Facebook. But if you just will not be on it, or you do not want to join another group, then join my email list. So I'm going to say goodbye, and I love you. I love you, Lupe, and I love everybody. Thank you, everybody that joined the new moon ceremony today. And I'm going to stop this recording and talk to you later. Okay, so Lupe, if you want to tell me now, we're